Filling in the gap between episodes 3, Revenge of the Sith, and 4, A New Hope, we are here discussing the Rebels magazine comic strip, Assessment. Assessment, by Martin Fisher and Ingo Romlin, is featured in the September 2016 issue of the US publication of the Rebels magazine. This story takes place at some point during the first season of Star Wars Rebels, likely after Episode 12, Vision of Hope, and before Episode 13, Call to Action. On Lothal, Taskmaster Grant and Commandant Oresco are visited by Assessor Potala and her aide Dunham. She is there to assess the recent failures of the facility to deal with the rebel insurgents on Lothal. She begins to list off all the issues they have dealt with, including the stolen Imperial weapons from the first episode Spark of Rebellion, the stolen TIE Fighter from Episode 4, Fight or Flight, the ATDP incident from Breaking Ranks, the escape of ex-Commander Jovan from the Rebels magazine story Callus's Hunt, and the destruction of the TIE prototype from Episode 8, Empire Day. Oresco and Grant are determined to show themselves in the best light for Assessor Potala. They increase their determination to make sure nothing stands in their way of showing their best foot forward for the Assessor, because they do not want their academy taken away from them. Assessor Potala conducts interviews with the cadets at the academy, including Zier Leonis. Zier puts up a good face, trying to praise Oresco and Grant, keeping true to the story for himself that he has built up through the episodes Breaking Ranks and Vision of Hope, as well as the Servants of the Empire series of books. They even drop mention of his impending transfer to the Academy Arcanus, a huge story point in Servants of the Empire. They get news of a rebel insurgent in the facility. Sabine and Chopper are there causing havoc, and have managed to evade Oresco and Grant's forces. Sabine and Chopper manage to get cornered by Potala's aide, Agent Dunham, but a stun blast from an unknown source incapacitated him, allowing Sabine and Chopper to finish their task, blowing up weapons storage and escaping. Oresco and Grant are discussing the situation with the Assessor, and pin the insurgency on Dunham, claiming that he gave the rebels the codes they needed. The Assessor seems to buy the story and has Dunham arrested. She leaves, saying that the recent actions will sway her report, giving Oresco and Grant a false sense of confidence. We find that Oresco and Grant were responsible for framing Dunham with the incident, and believe that they are safe from any sort of backlash. However, we cut to Assessor Potala, as she is giving her report to Grand Moff Tarkin. It is this report that convinces Governor Tarkin to visit Lothal himself, the arrival of which we saw played out in Episode 13, Call to Action. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with all the insight and analysis found here at Star Wars: The Canon Explained. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Leave your comments and questions about this story or any element of the Star Wars canon below. Till next time, may the Force be with you.